Welcome back. The auto industry is just one day away from facing an additional 25% tariff on vehicles and auto parts entering the U.S. The move has a lot of people in the industry uncertain about what exactly is to come.
Queen City News Chief Business Correspondent Taylor Young joining us this morning. And Taylor, you spoke with a wholesaler. What kind of impact is this going to have on them?
Yeah, so there's still a lot up in the air right now in terms of exactly what's going to be slapped with a tariff and how long these tariffs are going to be implemented. But industry experts and economists agree on two things: that cars are going to become more expensive and that this is going to have a negative impact on the auto industry at whole.
So every week cars are getting scarce and scarce.
Dealerships across the Carolinas seeing an uptick in sales ahead of looming tariffs on imported vehicles and parts.
Because people are reading this and they're trying to get ahead of it, just like they do a storm.
Travis McKinney is a wholesaler purchasing cars from auction, then selling directly to dealerships across the country. With tariffs on the horizon, he's anticipating the price of new cars to increase by upwards of 20%, putting more demand on the used car market, leading to fewer options and higher prices across the board.
We're not going to know for several months how this shakes up and what consumers are going to wind up paying. They're going to pay extra, but it's not that full amount. It's not that 25%.
Not only is the price of cars expected to go up for consumers, but industry experts anticipate these tariffs to have a ripple effect on jobs across the auto industry.
I don't think it's going to be a flip the switch impact, but I definitely think there's going to be loss in jobs, whether it be salespeople, managers. I think it's going to hurt the transport companies that have trucks that move cars to auctions that we rely on each and every day.
An entire industry bracing for impact, while President Donald Trump remains hopeful on its future. The president claiming tariffs will shift the production of both cars and parts to American soil, though experts say that transition could take years.
No manufacturer or nobody's good enough to be that ahead of what's going to happen in the car industry. Nobody is.
And right now, the average age of a car on the road in the U.S. is just shy of 13 years old. If these prices do increase as dramatically as we're expecting, people will be holding on to their cars a lot longer.
What are you seeing about the impact on buying trends for those of us wanting to buy a car? How could that affect us?
So right now we are seeing kind of a boom of people going in and buying cars ahead of this, but economists and industry experts agree that this could dramatically drop the amount of sales that are going to happen across the industry. And essentially, it would be people being kind of priced out of being able to buy a car. So right now, the average cost of a new car in the U.S. is around $50,000. A used car is around $26,000. And that's a lot of money. I think we're going to see a lot of people kind of either not be able to afford that or don't want to pay that much for a new car. But this is not only impacting just the prices of cars, this is also could impact insurance premiums. Because, right, we're not just talking about car imports, we're also talking about car part imports. So that, of course, is going to impact how much it costs to repair a car. So I think over the next couple of months, if these tariffs go into effect and have that kind of that impact of 20% increase, whether that's $5,000 more or $10,000 more, becoming a car owner or being a car owner is just going to become more expensive.
And we know insurance rates have been on the rise already, so there's other factors that they look at, like, hey, also your car is older, it's going to cost more to repair. But, a lot of people say, what about American-made cars? Is that a way around this, or is it not as simple as that?
Well, I think that we have to remember, even if a car is American-made, it does not mean that, one, it's assembled here in the U.S., or that the parts aren't coming from overseas. I mean, let's just look at Jeep. When you think of that brand, you might think, oh, this is very American-made. But when it comes down to it, about 70% of those Jeep manufactured parts are made in the U.S., but 30% are coming from overseas. So if these tariffs go into effect, that's 30% of what makes up those vehicles are going to be facing tariffs once they enter the U.S. And there is no 100% American-made car. So essentially, every car, every brand could be impacted by this.
Wow.
Trickle-down effect is really big. All right, Taylor, thank you very much. Appreciate that.